Welcome to the channel. Presented by the Beeline Entertainment, LLC. Enjoy the show.
People, what's good? Yo, check it out. Welcome to the Beeline ENT, LLC. What we got for you? First off, we got the Beeline Web Show on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, talking a little of everything. Then we got Straight Through the Ropes, STR, baby, Wrestle Talk, where we talk all things pro wrestling. Next up, we got the Show Off Show, that's right, the Beeline ENT Entertainment. And then on Sunday nights, we going live on the line with that group panel discussion. Check us out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. Head on over to YouTube and subscribe. Also, pick up some merch. The Beeline ENT LLC. Let's go.
Deck is stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. And my feet have come too far for you.
This is a special report from the Beeline Entertainment, LLC.
People, this is your boy Brian B from the Beeline Entertainment, LLC. And we got an important announcement. We on the road to 1,000 subscribers, baby. That's right. Head on over to YouTube today. Make sure you click that subscribe button for more content coming at you. I'll see you there.
It's game time. It's game time.
Get More W, that Gentlest energy drink mix that's going to power you through your gaming, content creation, whatever you're doing, is there for you. Enter that promo code BrianB NRG and get 10% off your order today. Get More W, get more power.
Yes, you are, yes, you are, yes, you are the only one. 'Cause there's something special about you.
That's right. Check it out. Hey, yo, people, what's good? What's happening? What's going on? It's me, Brian B. Yo, I ain't used to the Tuesday night show again, man. I've been going for a minute. Yo, listen, check it out. It is Tuesday. If you guys don't know, it is the Beeline Web Show, the OG show that started it all. We back at it. Yo, we even got a guest tonight. Oh, man, we going to have a screen on the screen with a screen in between because, yo, we back at it. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever, all that stuff that we missed because we've been on a whole bunch of different shows. We actually just did something that was really crazy. Your boy was on with the whole crew marching to the record book, and we had a live stream that was going. It was a Guinness World Record, and we broke it. get 50 hours, everybody talking constantly, debating, arguing, questioning, whatever, random shit. It don't matter. We're just talking some shit, yo, and it's mad fun. I want to appreciate everybody who was on the show. We actually got a guest today who was on there with me. A lot of fun. Shout out to Amron Burnett of Opulence Radio. Definitely go check out opulanceradio.com. We're going to start promoting it at the beginning of the show. Hope you guys like all the new promotions. We got a lot of stuff going on. Hey, listen, this is the Beeline Web Show, right? I want to shout this out before we get started. We're coming up on 100 episodes of the web show. Now, we have a whole bunch of different shows we do here on the Beeline Entertainment LLC, but the web show, the one that started it all, we're finally getting to that 100th episode. We got a very special episode planned. So I really hope you guys stick around. It's going to be kind of like a clip show. And it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm going to go back all the way from like the beginning when I first got started, all the way to now. You see the differences, the transitions, the great conversations, the great guests, everything that happened. Bah! Yo, check it out. It's me, Brian B. We back at it. And we got a guest. We're going to talk some shit tonight and get to know a fella content creator. Damn, I can't talk. But I'm tripping because I'm excited because I haven't been back on Tuesday in a minute. But before we do anything, we got to do this. Let's go!
Straight to the point, baby. It's going down in 3, 2, 1.
People, that's your boy!
Brian B.
Let's go.
Back on the Beeline. I'm looking forward to it. I'm so excited.
Is the influence you have.
Again with flavor!
You gotta be a clean baby's ass.
Hold on real quick.
Knows the hands of fate.
People, it's your boy, Brian B. Welcome to the Beeline Web Show. Let's go! That's right. Check it out. Yo, listen, how you guys been doing? You guys been doing good? Listen, it's a crazy beginning of the year, right? This is shit happen every 5 minutes. Can't turn your phone off. Ain't no news. I've watched TV in like the last 3 years, but I know everything that's going on. You get that shit sent to you immediately. You can't even get away from it anymore. But yo, check it out. Listen, we do got a guest, and she's waiting in the room. We're gonna get to know her. Very interesting guest. We're gonna go back to the roots and do some interviewing and some questioning and some serious reporting and shit like that. Where my glasses at? I don't got nothing but these kids around my damn house anymore. Yo, but I want to bring to the stage, and she's going to tell you about her show, everything that she's doing. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, share all that stuff and everything like that or whatever. And but her name, and bring it to the stage, we got Miss Goddess 2 Adema. What up, Goddess?
Hello. How are you?
Doing all right. Yo, thank you so much for coming on the show with me today. Once again, Beeline, we just did the March to the Record book. We did a 50-hour streaming podcast where people was in and out talking about this, talking about that. And Goddess was one of the ones that's kind of in our little tight-knit community. We networking together and stuff like that. So I want you guys to get to know her. We're going to have a bunch of those podcasters on here as well going forward. But Goddess, what's up? How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, man. Been kind of a awkward day. My girl, IT Tiff had to get a tooth pulled today. If y'all saw the clips that I had posted, she was over there whining about it. And, I'm a supportive guy, so I'm over there asking the questions, but I don't deal with it. that was my answer to her question. What do I do? I don't know.
That is too funny.
Yeah, but we had a good day. Everything is going good, man. Is it cold where you are? Everybody, freaking out because it's cold outside?
Well, I'm in Arizona, so my version of cold is definitely not going to be relatable to people in other parts of the world and countries. So
definitely understand that.
It's cold for me though.
Yeah. Is it so? Does it ever get like Georgia, and I'm from Jersey, so it's like Jersey. You get cold weather. You get hot weather too, but it ain't crazy. Like, does Arizona ever get like, what's the lowest?
I think it varies. I mean, we have higher elevations, so we get snow up north, so we can get into the negative digits. I think here in the valley, we might have gotten into the 20s at some point. I don't know. Anything under 75 is just too cold for me. So.
Damn. You wouldn't make it out here. It's damn near fucking 99 degrees or something right now.
Yeah,
It's
no.
crazy. Yeah, that's a crazy life, man. I ain't never been on the West Coast, so I don't really know too much about the weather. But I know Arizona. I mean, y'all be getting like 160 degrees, like y'all on Mars or some shit. But yeah, it's crazy out there. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and start like this because I know we definitely have questions, especially down to your name. So we're gonna, definitely get to everything about you and kind of pick your brain a little bit. Let's start with the basic stuff. You said you're from Arizona. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're gonna kind of get into figuring you out a little bit.
Well, I am a mom. I am a grandma. I
Okay.
am I have just come out of survivor mode. So I have been in a really unique space in life where I've started my healing journey and then went through it and then it's been interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just to start off, like, it is your name for one thing. Goddess to a demon. That's how I've known you. I call you goddess. I don't even know your real name. I'll be on dead ass. Like, I don't know. But so where'd you get your name from? Where does your name originate from?
So it originally started due to a kind of dominant sub-dom type relationship where I had taken a collar and done all of that stuff
Oh
and
shit.
um it's kind of morphed away from that though because it was more of a recognition of a Beauty and the Beast type of feeling where I had the ability to see greatness where other people didn't.
Okay.
So I I've then since evolved from there, and I recognize that the true demon that I carry is love.
Yeah. Hey, Beeline, let me share with y'all real quick. All right. The one thing that I've noticed about Goddess, ever since I've had, different shows with her and stuff like that on other channels and everything, has been Goddess will take you on a rabbit hole journey, on some shit you ain't never intellectual. She says stuff and you gotta like think, damn, was that deep enough for me? Can I swim? Even what you just said right now, you started off in an area of like dom and sexual fantasy and shit like that or whatever, and then you just wound up like the demon of mine is love. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get a notebook to write something down. Take notes. so so that's interesting. So you do have a podcast. What's the name of your show?
My show is Unhinged While Anchored. It's kind of in its infancy. I mean, if you look on paper, it says I'm in season 3. However, it was more of a mental season than it was a actual podcast season. Um, and it's really just a full kind of picture of my growth as I go through this process.
Okay.
You can go through my interviews and just tell that I'm I'm kind of switching up and allowing my voice to be heard a little bit more. Um, because I was afraid of those who wouldn't be receptive of it.
Okay. So did you find that? So when you started your podcast journey, did you start it kind of like everybody kind of thinks about having interviews and having guests on and letting them kind of run the show? 'Cause I know that's how, like I just said, we're about to hit our 100th episode on this show right here. This is my first show that I had when I first started doing this, and I started me and IT Tiff. We were the ones who just came through and just kind of pow out what was going on in the world and shit. We didn't really open up with any kind of interviews or anything like that. So we're just talking shit. And then I graduated because I felt like interviews was the thing that needed to be done. Like you had to have interviews if you were doing a podcast. Did you feel like that when you first started?
I did. So when I first came in
That's right.
and I was wanting basically to let the guests lead the conversation because my show is a healing show, I really am here for them. So whatever they chose to talk about, that's really what they needed to talk about was my mindset.
Mm.
Um, and then I met Styles. He is an amazing podcaster. Um, and he actually was like, yo, this ain't it. I know you could do better. And I accepted the challenge. And then he was my whole season 2.
Okay.
Um,
Did he give you like ideas on what to do, or like what did he think that you weren't doing to the best of your ability?
I didn't have structure. I didn't really have an idea of what the show was going to be about. So he kind of took me in like a big brother would and just gave me some hard truth, you know? And it was really appreciated. He is with the Brunch Hour podcast, just to
Brunch
make
Hour.
sure I give the appropriate shout out.
For sure.
But sorry, my daughter
Yeah,
must be
Bubby's
coming.
back
home now. But and then so now I'm on season 3, and you'll see in my season 3, I have a title, I have a subject, I have questions. You know, I truly am trying to engage a little bit more. But
going on, guys?
still, what's that?
We got some commenters just shining the light on in the show. How you guys doing? Thank you guys for
Big
watching as
man.
well. Get to know Goddess here. Make sure you guys follow and like, share, support, and everything, all that good stuff. But that's interesting. So so you're still doing the show, and with your 3rd season, you said you just wrapped up. Are you ready to jump into another season? Is it audio or?
We're actually in season 3 right now. So
Okay.
a lot of people don't recognize that 3 is kind of my number, and that's really the season that I wanted to start with. However, reality wouldn't let me do that.
Yeah.
So
All right, Goddess. What does that mean? Okay, we'll just drop some gems on us and just leave us hanging. You said 3 is your number. You wanted to start with 3, like skip 1 and 2.
I did.
How does that
Link-
happen?
It doesn't. So I think that's why my seasons 1 and 2 are so haphazard, you know, because I really hadn't found my groove yet.
Oh yeah.
And so
yeah.
I get to really launch on season 3.
Yeah, but sorry, not to cut you off, but just to kind of touch on that topic as well. Like, you know, you just said something kind of interesting. Like, and you didn't say it specifically, but I can understand if somebody read it this way. You said you wanted to skip 1 and 2. 3 is like, you know, you feel like that's like your confidence. That's where you gained everything. But don't you think that 1 and 2 gave you the ability to have that confidence at 3? Because, you know, for this shit, like, you know, or anything you do really in life, like, you know, your beginning stages are, you know, the ladder that you're kind of stepping up to get to like the next levels and stuff like that or whatever. So I'm sure without your development stages, you wouldn't be where you are at season 3.
Oh, absolutely. It's just 3's my favorite number.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. So that's cool. So let's go ahead and dive into some questions to get to know you a little bit better. You know, you said you know, at your introduction, you said, you know, a lot of stuff. You said the stuff about dominatrix and stuff like that. Like, that's a lot. And your name, where it originated from. But what got you into wanting to you know, do podcasting and content creation?
In all actuality, I don't feel like I was given a lot of choice. You know how you just have like a drum beat and it won't stop until you get to the right spot? It's kind of like that for me. It kept telling me your voice is what you need to do. Your voice is the answer. Your voice is the answer. And I was like, what the heck does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then just through a progression of time, it led me to podcasting, because when I first entered the scene, I didn't have a show yet. And I was on DC's show. I was just Goddess to a Demon, this over ambitious person who liked to promote everybody up into her story.
Oh, okay. No, that's really good. So you enjoyed, like, you know, the marketing and advertising part of it, where it was just like you said, just sharing stuff that you were interested in.
Not even so much that I was interested in it as much as networking is key to growth. You know, I don't have a lot of ways to relate to people. However, I found my common ground in that promotion. You know, I have 19,000 followers on Instagram, so my algorithm is a little bit different than some of my podcast friends. So I just try to pull them into my algorithm sometimes.
Got it. So you're doing it as like you're saying, just kind of like a favor, or is it just what you in? Because it's different ways to look at this. You know, there's different ways to do it. You know, whether you're doing it for a business, if you just enjoy, you know, helping people. I mean, I guess that's definitely a factor as well. But if you're not doing it because you like the content, what makes you want to share something when you see it?
Because it takes zero effort to be nice.
But in that case, just with that understanding, like, couldn't you just be nice to everybody? So are you just standing all day like, fucking, I'm sharing everybody's shit? It's gotta be something that draws you to the content.
The person. So like I would push you up into my story just because you have this amazing personality.
Okay,
You know,
appreciate it.
I've got a personal relationship with DC and Savagely Humble and Raw,
Yeah,
so
great
I
people.
know them. So I push them up into my story when I see their content. You know, I get a lot of stuff down my timeline.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I bet. Yeah, I bet, especially if you have a a high following. But okay, that's cool. Like, so that's how you got kind of got your beginning. You felt like you kind of just fell into it with people that you knew sharing content and stuff like that, and you felt like it was something that was for you. Is that best way to kind of sum it up a little bit?
I did. I felt like it was where I was naturally being pulled to.
Okay,
And just to make sure, it definitely what I push people up, it's not a favor because that would mean that I wanted something in return. I
got
don't.
you. Okay. Okay, no, that's definitely understandable. When you were younger, let's kind of kick back a little bit there, because if you're saying like this wasn't like always something that you like wanted to do. For me, I always wanted to do this shit. Like I always wanted to talk. I like talking shit. I was doing stuff like this even when we were back in AOL, and we had chat rooms and shit. Me and my boy we used to go and be like haters and shit and go and type crazy stuff and argue with people. And we used to love doing that shit. But I always knew that I wanted to like just engage with people. I was always a partier. I was always doing stuff. I like to entertain. So this is like my calling. I feel like this is my calling for sure. Um, but for you, like, what was the kind of things? You're very soft spoken. Like we're like two opposites and shit on the couch right now.
I
Like I'm
know.
loud. it's like I'm loud. You got to turn me down. You got to turn you up and shit. Like that's like what we're doing on this interview. But what did you like to do when you were younger? Like, if this wasn't really a thing, were you always quiet and kind of to yourself or
Absolutely not. I have been somebody who was always needing to be the center of attention. And so it didn't matter how I had to get it. So if I was the life of the party, that was what I had to be. Um, and then in 2020, I kind of disconnected from the world.
okay, here we go.
I stopped watching TV, I stopped watching politics. It just all became too much for me. And then once I started disconnecting from that, my voice started softening. This is not the voice I had like last year, the year before.
Yeah. So was
Yeah.
that by choice or did it just happen? Did something cause that to happen? Or was it the whole COVID thing where it kind of just like you started just seeing more and more stuff?
No, it just happened. It's like I woke up one day and I was really, more talking from my chest, and then I woke up and it's all in my throat.
Listen, I definitely can understand that to a degree, as far as just like, as time progresses, as you get older, like shit changes, man. It's like, things that you used to do, even find interest in. I was talking about it on the march to the record books, like how I'm engaged, Auntie Tiff is my future wife and stuff, and I always wanted a big wedding. I always wanted all this stuff to happen, a partier and stuff like that. But as I'm getting older, like these last couple of years, I enjoy the quiet time. I enjoy the downtime. I enjoy I don't need as much as I thought I did, previously. I used to always want the extravagance and shit like that. And not diamonds and shit, but just like the environment. I
Right.
was the type who liked to go out and just be around people and people watch and talk shit and have fun, drink a little bit. But now, the engagement and what I find comfort in is, families home, sit around, watch some movies, take it easy, relax, not spend crazy amounts of money. That's my shit now. So I can understand how your transition kind of happened. So you said, all right, we're not going to skip over this shit. Let's dive a little bit into it. Goddess to a demon. That started with some dominatrix shit. So you was some wild. You was running around wild, or was you want to detail that a little more?
I wasn't wild. It definitely was only with one person. So,
Okay.
it was just, I would call it a liberation of sorts. I had never been truly intimate or, sexual to that degree before. So it was a very welcome change because I actually started to enjoy intimacy and being close to somebody.
Okay. And was that with like your husband or just like a boyfriend that kind of was just close or whatever?
It was the guy I was seeing.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. I've dated a lot of different women and stuff like that, and I've heard a lot of interesting stories and stuff like that. From bad to good, and you know, it's weird. It's weird to people that, you know, we have to remember, especially when we get into our relationship where we're like pretty stable and we're like, okay, this might be the future. But you always got that shit to look back on and kind of not really compare, but it's there. You know what I'm saying? So when something happens, you see like relatability and stuff. It's easy to kind of think back on something that you might have seen before. So with you dating somebody and, you know, they brought you into that realm that you never had before, was that something that, you know, you were interested in exploring even when they were gone, or were you just like, no, it's with you and I'm done? Because I mean, you literally just asking that because you made it your name, and then when I asked you what's the meaning of your name, you brought it up and you said because it is. That was one of the first things you said about it. So I'm interested.
No, absolutely. It was definitely something that I would give more interest to. You know, it was fun.
Yeah.
The whole, hi Bev. It
Hey,
was
Bev.
the, you know, the whole experience of not having control. You know, because really, that's really what it was for me. It was somebody taking control away from me.
Oh, so you were the the bondage person, and the other person was the fucking controller or whatever. How you
Right.
turn off, turn on. I never understood that shit. I'm sorry. Like I don't got no trust in people and stuff like that. Like you ain't tying me up and handcuffing me. And where you going? Like nowhere.
I was the subservient.
Oh,
However,
okay.
even though it was in a sexual way for me, I recognize that it's not my sexual spirit. I have a natural subservient spirit. And so it opened the door to what I really wanted was a man that could come in and lead me.
Okay. Okay. Nice transition there. So did you find that from exploring that sexuality?
No, not with demon, no.
Well, what I mean is maybe not engaged in that, but after you found out that that's what you wanted, after exploring that, were you able to find somebody who was able to lead you after that?
Right now I'm just currently taking time to take care of home. You know, my Andre passed away in August. Even though him and I weren't together as in a relationship, I mean, I've known him since I was 15, so it's kind of like a widow syndrome for me.
Okay.
And so I've just really been focusing on our daughter and our granddaughter and just trying to reestablish a baseline at home
Gotcha. Okay.
because I'm in new territory. I've never been alone before.
Got it. How long have you been alone since, since everything happened?
August.
Oh, since August, so it is pretty fresh. Okay, well, definitely sorry to hear that. You never want to lose a loved one. That's one of my, biggest fears is losing my family and stuff like that. After you get comfortable and stable. It's also really interesting. I was thinking about this the other day. It's really interesting what you think is important, in your life, especially when you're alone or single and stuff like
Mhm.
that. You can make, pretty much any decision you want. Your options are fucking endless. You do whatever you want. But like, when you do feel the connection with somebody and then you grow something with them, and then you start realizing like there's certain things that other people may not understand it because they're still kind of in their realm, but you can start giving stuff away. You can start kind of compromising things that you might have not thought. For me, Auntie Tiff, she doesn't celebrate the holidays. Or at least
Mm.
she doesn't celebrate the holidays that I celebrate. Like I love Christmas, I love Halloween, I love all that shit. Like I have fun here at the studio and do things, but she doesn't celebrate it. So us being together for 6 years, we were always separated around that time because I would be going to my family's house and she's like not really engaging. And I always thought it was something that, I would have to compromise forever. But with us getting closer to being married, we're trying to find different ways where we can support each other and, grow closer together and not damage each other's personal, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
separately. So it's like I'm starting to realize, like, hey, man, like, there's certain things I don't care about as much. I can compromise in certain ways, and hey, maybe I can go over here and do this, but I don't really need as much as I want because I'd rather have what I have now. So
Right.
you change in a lot of ways when you meet people. So I definitely do understand that. Like, everything becomes less important, and the most important stuff is what you've, come into. So I don't know.
And I
It's
think
interesting.
that we have to also make sure that we give ourselves credit because we always tend to say that we change because we've met this new person. It's not because of them that we changed. It's because we're in a spot to evolve,
Yeah.
and they just triggered the action. It's all us. We have to grow to
That's fair.
maintain the relationship. I definitely want to really encourage people to give ourselves credit, not to take away from the credit we give to other people. It's
Yeah.
just we are conditioned not to think, I did the work.
Yeah. No, you're
I
right.
should celebrate me.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, I mean, it is very easy to focus on like what brought on the change instead of thinking about like what you did to make the change happen. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Um, but that's awesome. Okay, so a lot of good detail and stuff in there. Now I want to kind of dive a little bit more into you, and we're gonna talk some shit too in a minute because I want to ask about some other shit. But first, I want to ask, no, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's not bad, it's not terrible. But we gonna hey Beeline, we gonna play straight through off the dome today too, so you got that coming up later. But all right, so one thing about you guys is I know that you went through like whatever you want to call it, like a weight loss journey. Is that cool? Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really funny. It's kind of a funny start for me because I was with my brother and sister and we took a picture. And I weighed 314 pounds, and I'm the oldest. So I was like, I'm taking big sister too literal here. And I joined Noom. And so I kind of did that program for a while. And then once I recognized that it was just routine, I broke off and I started doing all kinds of things on my own. Like 1 month I would be vegan, 1 month I would be vegetarian, 1 month I would do intermittent fasting. I just used whatever worked with me.
Yeah.
And learned to manipulate my body in a way that I could still eat everything I wanted. I just ate it earlier in the day so I would burn it off and it wouldn't affect the scale.
Listen, it's interesting. Like even with that knowledge, did you still find yourself, falling backwards a lot, or were you just able to really maintain a straightforward goal and without too much compromise?
I had some plateaus, some setbacks where it felt like I would lose 5 pounds and then gain 10.
Yeah.
Then like I said, I just really started paying attention. And I got to a point where I was trying not to eat like after 4:00. Not that I really was fasting, just trying to ensure that I wasn't overloading.
Yeah.
And then I started saying, fuck all that. That's just too much work. And now I just eat when I'm hungry.
Got it. Yeah. I've definitely struggled with weight loss and stuff like that. I mean, I've went up and down. I used to be in a lot better shape. Like I used to do a lot of activity. Like I used to, if you see, I tell everybody all the fucking time, if you see my studio, like everything I do a full 360 in here. I got a weight bench and treadmill and boxing shit over here, and I got so much stuff. Me being overweight is fucking ridiculous. But it's just interesting, yo. I think it is definitely a self-involved journey. Like you can't do it for other people, and you learn that more. I feel like when you're younger, it's easier to kind of trick yourself into doing it for other people, whether you're dating or you're going out a lot, so you want to be seen more. Especially now, where like everybody takes your picture and you're on fucking Facebook, Instagram, everything. You got pictures of yourself all over the place. But before all social media, you was just out and about. If you got a picture, somebody had it in their house somewhere. It wasn't really anything thought of. But now you're constantly posted. Do you think that's a big reason why a lot of people try to pay more attention to how they look and their appearance and stuff now? There's so much things like Noom and all this other stuff that you can look into.
We know that weight loss and health and all of that is important. I think that a lot of the programs like Noom and Weight Watchers, they're money grabbers. There is a weight loss journey has to be individualized, and there is no greater person to tell you about you than you. I recognize that trainers are beneficial for other people, but the biggest element that I did for my weight loss was I forgave myself for being big.
Well, for that though, just to kind of see another side, like, a lot of times I think a lot of people really want to lose weight, and I'm definitely one of them. Like, you want to lose weight or you want to reach a goal, or you want to look a certain type of way. And, definitely looking inward is always going to be a possibility. But a lot of times without help or third party perspective, even, it's hard to understand that you have to do it. You can want, I mean, that's with anything too. You can want to start a podcast, you can want to, like, go somewhere, take a trip, but and you can want it internally, like, all the way. But until you, like, have reason or find reason to really make it happen, I feel like that's a part of it as well. Because
You have to turn the switch on,
yeah,
you
you really
know,
do.
and it's really important to find the reason. Like I said, mine was I didn't want to be the big sister, and it's that superficial for me. And I never want to be dismissive of third parties, gym trainers and everybody. They serve great benefit. I just recognize that there are a smaller group of us, and I'm speaking only from the experience I went through, that it was more mental. I didn't exercise. I just changed what I ate,
Oh, really?
and I did a lot of mental work. It was really like that for me. I make jokes that I'm allergic to exercise. Um yeah, and so when I'm speaking, I never want to seem dismissive. However, for me, it really was that simple.
Yeah.
I just had to give myself permission to lose the weight and forgive myself for being that big.
Yeah, you seem like in a lot of conversations, you have a very inward outlook on a lot of things with life. And what I mean by that is you definitely look towards yourself before you look to other things, if that's fair to say. Is that fair to assume?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Now, and this is where I'm gonna say some stuff, but I don't want you to take it bad. I just want to say it and kind of just put it.
You're good.
I know a couple of people, like, and I'm not comparing you, but I just know a couple of people in that same kind of mentality where, close people too, like, where I don't want to say boxed in, but I know there's a lot of people that have this mentality where it's like, I know what I know, and that's what I know, and that's what I'm going to know. No matter the proof, no matter the history, no matter what's around it, no convincing. It just is what it is. I've known this. I've grown this. One stupid way of I can explain this, and this is really, really minimal, but, like, you ever know those people who, like, they grew up and something may be called something different, but now they realize that, oh no, this is the real name of it, or this is what you're looking at, or this is a different product altogether. No, that's still West Pine or whatever.
Right.
My father used to call Pine Sol. If I could have Pine Sol, got Pine Sol commercials, everything, and he'd always call it West Pine. I'm like, Dad, it's Pine Sol. And he said, well, when I was younger, I was West Pine. I'm like, well, nigga, you ain't younger no more now. So it's like it's Pine Sol now. I'm like, can you fit? And he's like, nope, can't flip the script. That's minimal, but that's it, to me. That's somebody who's stuck in their ways. Like, you know what I mean? Stuck in your ways. You understand what you understand. That's just what it is. Older people usually have that concept. They grew up with shit, and then shit changes, and they ain't trying to hear that shit no more. But when I feel like when you self-reflect and push that onto, like, the world to understand, it's way harder because there's no outward kind of thing that we can see to understand your vision or your understanding. That make sense?
It makes sense, and I apologize. My daughter just woke up, so it might be a little loud. But
No, you're good.
I'm not stoic. I'm not immovable. I come from a broader understanding, and so if you can't really accept it, it's gonna look like I'm being combative.
Got it. Okay.
It's not that I'm wanting to fight. And I recognize sometimes the way I speak, people can become offended by it. Because when I talk, I'm talking through my voice, through my thoughts. So when I'm speaking as if for me.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like the inward kind of, even like you're saying, even vocally. So if you're speaking to hear yourself, the person on the other end is only getting what's being put out. So that whole complex that you have that's derived from your internal conversation is missed. So we're just getting the outward portion of, I understand everything I'm saying. So so here it is. Not even you should understand it. Just, this is everything I put together for myself. So here it is. And then
right.
somebody's left like, trying to understand, well, how do we get here? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did this concept derive? Like, so that, like you said, combative, because we've talked. Go ahead, good.
I encourage when I create that kind of confusion for questions to be asked, because I do speak from a very expansive space. I do sometimes think that people should just understand what I'm saying. And I recognize the way I think and see things, that's a probability that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And so I would just ask that they ask questions, because my whole platform is being nice, and yet you're thinking I'm attacking you. There's a disconnect here.
Yeah.
How can we fix it?
Yeah, no, you're right. And I've had conversations previously with other guests. I remember we had my boy Dobson. He was on. Real cool guy, but he was kind of he was saying something about, like, if somebody's saying something to you, you like, why would you get mad? Like, he was basically like, even if somebody's saying something, like, why do you care? And I'm like, you can't just ignore emotion. Like, I mean, it sounds good in theory or whatever, but somebody's walking up to you and aggressively speaking to you. I mean, and you react to it, to look at the person who reacted and say, what's wrong with him? That's fucking crazy to me. like he did something and I reacted. I mean, I understand if you want to say how I reacted, but just on the strength that I reacted because of his actions, and you're going to look at me, not even examine, the problematic situation first. I find that fucking crazy. But everybody has different ways of looking at shit. I think that's another, interesting thing about doing the podcasting and meeting new people and networking in general. Like, you got to have an understanding that there are different people out there who think differently from you, who talk differently from you, who are from different areas from you. And that's why, I like to introduce you guys and let you guys come on and speak about how you are. There's a chance that somebody may see this and say, oh, that's why Goddess is the way she, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why she, I don't know if you ever had like a deep interview where people were just like, kind of diving into you and your personality and everything. Have you ever been on?
I've sat with Eric. I haven't really talked too much. Again, my daughter, she's on her way out.
Yo, you are good. We got people all the time. Warren, shout out to Warren. Warren, Warren's baby girl. She's living the video.
I actually, I know people aren't going to understand me, and I try my best to come from a non-confrontational place, and sometimes that comes off as passive-aggressive, because I'm trying to course correct and I'm trying to ensure that I'm speaking from a least offensive space. Like, I'm doing a lot of calculations before the words come out of my mouth.
Gotcha.
And because I'm putting so much thought into it, it falls flat sometimes. And
yeah, I understand that.
People misread what I'm trying to say.
That's no problem. I definitely, me personally, since I've met you and stuff like that, I definitely can tell that you're not a malicious person. You know what I'm saying? You're not even like an attitude kind of person. I can tell that when I hear you talk, at least, we just spent fucking 50 hours together, damn near. Like, when I hear you talk, I can tell you're not doing it from a place of confrontation. You're doing it in a place of like, your shit just comes out wrong sometimes. And when I say wrong, I mean personally, it just makes sound different than what somebody, if you want to interpret it in that way, you definitely can. If that makes sense. That's the nicest way I can try to sum it up. But
I actually, and I know
look at my man. Smash, what up, Smash?
I know this sounds rude. However, it's a hard truth that I've had to accept.
Yeah.
Your feelings are your feelings. I can't protect them for you because you're not going to protect mine. True. So when I deliver something and it's not received, tell me. I can course correct and change my vernacular to ensure that it's not confrontational. However, I'm never going to dumb myself down off jump just to ensure that, everybody plays patty cake. If we're going to have an intelligent conversation, I have to come as Goddess. I can't come as second fiddle.
So you got to respect that shit too, because it is just one of the things. And it's like, do you find yourself kind of being more combative with more dominant kind of personalities? Because it's easy for people who are like easily kind of passive. Like they don't really want a lot of confrontation and kind of just, hey, do you find yourself kind of going over people who are like that, a lot more passive and not confrontational?
I actually, you know what? I get along with strong personality types. I get along with weak personality types. I tend to rub some people the wrong way. You know, I'm doing my job, I
Is what
guess.
it is. Fuck it, right? Straight to the point, baby. That's the beeline. This whole beeline shit is about straight to the point. Listen, I love it. Like I don't got no fucking problem. Like I said, I know I come off hard. Like I come off aggressive. I'm loud as shit, and I am straightforward. And but I try my best to be respectful. I know I'm an asshole, but I've definitely grown a lot since I've gotten older and everything like that, and learned my bullshit I've done. But you know, doing this also, like this definitely helps, like consistently talking with different people and having to understand that, you know, everybody doesn't think like you. And, you know, at the very minimal, like you want to be respectful to people. You don't want to, like, you know, make nobody feel like a piece of shit, especially when they're coming on your platform and speaking to you and stuff like that. So it's just how you go through life.
I think the biggest thing for me is when I'm having a discussion, if you and I are disagreeing, I will never take away from what you're saying. You know, there was one person who made a comment to me and it stuck, that I was being dismissive in the way that I was presenting my arguments. And so I do try to understand where a person is coming from. However, it's when they tell me that I'm wrong, in my opinion, and then I have to defend my standpoint. That doesn't make any sense. Why am I defending an opinion? Because it's just an opinion. I don't have to base it in fact. I don't have to base it on anything other than the fact that this is what I believe. And yet I'm challenged on that when it's not taking away from you at all. You can like blue, I can like pink, and we can exist in the same existence.
That is true, but that is a very much, well, not very, very easier way of kind of understanding the concept when it's that black and white, literally. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I like blue. Hey, I like pink. You know, if you want to dive in a little more and say, hey, why do you like pink? Then you can kind of go ahead and get that perspective. Now, if you want to fight them on that, like, then you're just confrontational for real. But if somebody does give you an opinion on something, like maybe a little bit more, where it can be a little bit more realms involved, like, you know, hey, I like even some shit like, hey, I like iPhones, and then you're like, hey, I like Samsung, and then somebody hits you with the, well, why do you like iPhones? Like Samsungs are great, and then you kind of, you know, I'm saying, like, you can hit your high horse and be like, well, fuck you, nigga, I don't gotta explain myself. I don't need to tell you my opinion. That's my opinion and shit. But if you want to, like, you know, that's another way to kind of gain understanding of people as well. So even though you have your opinion, you know, you can choose to double down on it and say, hey, that's what I like. I don't got to explain myself to you. That's fine. Everybody has the right to do that. But I do understand the people who are like, well, I'm interested. Why are you, like, you know, not to degrade you, but just to kind of learn you, you know, dive a little deeper in your layers or whatever. So,
and I definitely welcome questions. You know, I am learning my boundaries as I go because I've never set them before. You know, so when it comes to personal things, like if I'm dating, that's really not anybody's business. You know, what's going on with my children, that's what I choose. And if I choose to share it, you know, definitely. And we live in a world where it's almost expected. If you are asked a question, you are automatically, it's, you know, expected that you will answer the question because it's been asked. And fuck you. I do not owe you that courtesy. You know, it's like when I walk into a store, if they say, hey, how are you doing? I can choose to not respond.
Walk past them.
And so as I'm setting these boundaries, I am running into some conflict because it's not customary. However, we speak of traditional women, and I am trying to now step back into a traditional role. And so I'm going to ruffle some feathers because what was okay last week is no longer okay with me.
And you have every right to. Let's go ahead and jump into I think Thomas had a question. Thomas, what's up, man? Never apologize for who, or a statement, never apologize for who you are built to be. It's like gum, 50 cents or $50. One way or the other, the shit gonna get butt and chewed. So I respect the strong point of view. Hey, listen, man. Yeah, definitely. I definitely respect the strong point of view as well. And like you said, like if you have your reasons for being the person that you are
It is, your right to have it. You don't owe anybody an explanation. There's no doubt about that. You choose, through whatever experiences you go through in life to live the way that you want to live, or if you just choose to be however you want to be, and you don't want to fucking really, involve other, perspectives or, normalities or whatever, whatever it is, you choose to do what the fuck you want to do. And I fully understand that. And hey, people do what they do. I'm one of them niggas like, hey, listen, you do what you do. I'll argue with you. I don't give a fuck. I'll argue with you. But I'll never like try to like take you away from your side or whatever. Like,
And I would just, for me, I walk as if I have a husband. And so even though I'm not married, I emulate what I would expect him to want me to behave like.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to confrontation, if it starts getting personal, I'll remove myself,
Got it.
because I don't want to bring my emotions into it, because we're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
If it's a man, I'm going to remove myself, because no man should be disrespecting me. And I should never put my imaginary husband into a position he would have to defend me. So
Okay.
I'm just operating in a different space. And it's not customary. And I know that. I just ask for audience to work it all out.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's cool to still get to know you and stuff like that. Like, it's also inviting to not always just speak to people who are always the same. So, at that point too, you could talk to a million people and they're like, well, this is what I do. So I do like everybody else does. And it's nice to talk to somebody who's different perspective, so you can kind of gain some information that way as well. It's always, you learn more from difference than same. But let me ask you, on your podcast and stuff like that, you said that you talked with I forgot the name of their show, but who's some of the names that you've had on besides, like, a lot of the ones that we have in our network and circle, or has there been some other people as well?
I haven't really strayed too far outside the circle. I've sat with Raw. I've sat with Savage. I've sat with Smash.
Smash is cool, yo. Hey, Smash get a lot of fucking heat. Yo, listen, one thing I do want to say, and Smash, I don't even know if you watch it still. I'm not trying to kiss no ass or nothing like that. Smash talks shit. He definitely talks shit. He's a cool dude. He's real cool, real cool guy. But Smash talks shit. One thing I noticed about Smash, and I follow everybody. Y'all see, I fucking post my ass, so I don't care. I post everything. I'm another share. I share everything. But Smash does too. I see he shares a lot of shit, man. He shares a lot of people's stuff. He's always coming on my timeline sharing somebody's stuff, whether it be Flan, whether it be anybody. So big ups to Smash.
Has one of the biggest hearts anybody could ever imagine.
Cool guy. He's cool dude.
And
man.
he hides it behind all that bravada, but it's okay. We're still gonna talk. We're still gonna talk crap and keep it pushing.
Oh yeah,
because you already know what it is.
It's cool to have that kind of family, kind of like, back and forth and shit like that, where it's all love, but you can talk shit and go deep with it, man. I did that with my brothers too, man. Right now, like my brothers and I, like, we ain't getting along too much, but we know it's one of those things where you don't even got to speak on it. Yeah, fuck you for now, but you'll be back.
Yeah,
it's what it is. That's family and
absolutely.
Shit, right?
Absolutely.
Do you have any?
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, I definitely have, like, I mentioned it on the podcast we just did over the weekend. This group of people is one of the best group of people. There's some people that we didn't get to talk to, like King Germ. He's one of my favorites. I call him the Wizard of Pod. There are so many people that genuinely will have your back, but still not give a fuck about you. And I love that.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. And coming back from this, podcasting thing, like doing this for a while, I keep saying coming back in August, I kind of went through a transition where, the beginning of last year, I was doing some pretty big shit. Like, I had a lot of people lined up. People don't even know this, but I had fucking Dan Aykroyd was about to come on my show and shit like that. I was like really talking with a lot of different people I'd never expected to talk with before. And I got lost in that shit, yo. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I literally was like trying to focus so much on the attention from like celebrities and this and that, and different sponsors I was getting and shit like that or whatever. And I got lost in it, and I lost my love for this shit. And you know, I left. I was telling people, I was like, yo, I'm not doing this shit no more. I did it for 3 years. I'm just gonna push forward and let it go. And when it was like I was doing it, and my girl was over here fucking talking to me, and she's like, "Yo, baby, the chat room is, you know, they say where's Brian B and shit like that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, fuck it, man. Maybe I gotta come back. Maybe I should come back." And I felt like it was a calling and everything like that or whatever. So after I came back, I made it clear that I was gonna just come back and just enjoy this shit. I'm not going to play with it. I still got business to do. I still like, you know, have stuff that I do business wise, but I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to meet cool people. I'm going to enjoy talking with people. I'm going to interview like, you know, content creators and podcasters like myself, pick their brains, see how they got started and network and enjoy the conversation instead of fucking working on, oh man, I'm nervous because I got this guy. Nah, I wasn't enjoying it. I was doing it as a fucking move to try to get somewhere with it instead of just enjoying the moment with it. And I learned from that, yo. And right then is where I met, like, you know, you guys in DC, and I've had a crew of people that I've been, you know, known since I started doing this shit, and just kind of bringing everybody together and letting everybody network together. I met Eric. You know, Eric was one of the first. Eric is fucking like, if Eric lived down the street, I'd be at a motherfucking house eating out his refrigerator every day. I feel that way. I feel that way. Like, he foreign shit, but I would be at a motherfucking house every day. What up, E? I just saw you too, bro. I just saw you loving all the connection within the pocket. Yes, bro. Like, you know, it's just certain people that you just really know. Hey, how you doing, Miss Cheetah? Nice to meet you. There's just certain people that you meet and you go through these experiences with, and you guys have definitely been, you know, one of them. Getting to know even more of you guys now. You know, DC was one of the first ones I kind of linked with. DC seems like he's the glue. I'm not gonna lie, like, to kind of everybody's connections and shit like that. At least from my, you know, seeing.
DC's the glue?
It seems for me, because he brought me into it. That's probably why I see it. But it seems like everything is around DC a lot, man.
He might be.
Maybe I'm giving him too much credit.
I'm just playing, just talking shit.
Yeah. Nah, just cool ass people, man.
I absolutely adore DC, and I like his little sound bar that he, you know, does, and he talks a great amount of shit. However, I've made him cry, so I could take him.
Yeah, cool people. DC family. I'm pretty sure DC family. I said it all the time. We got the same last name, and he looks just like my grandfather. I got to send him a picture. I got to send him a picture so he can see exactly what I'm talking about. My grandfather and my dad. DC looks just like them niggas, yo. But
you actually resemble somebody that's in my life as well. I won't mention her. It's a female, but you guys like have the same like facial construction in the mouth, and so like there's times that you're talking and I see her. It's not a bad thing, and I don't mean to say that you have a feminine face.
Nah, listen, I look more like my mother than my father. I took all my mother's features, so it's all right. I still look good. Fuck it, I'm all right.
Yeah, but, so it's kind of it's fun for me because I really appreciate being able to see those synchronicities. It's those kind of things that I pay attention to. So the fact that you carry a face of somebody that's really important in my life, tells me I can trust you.
Okay, cool.
So that's really, a lot of people wouldn't understand. I'm not looking at things the same way other people are. Gotcha. You know, so if somebody says a particular word, I might hone in on them more because I'm hearing that they're hurting. And so I'm paying attention to different things than what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because making sure they're okay is my number one goal. So there are times that I will draw attention to myself in order to take it away from somebody else. Only because that person is being teased. And so I can handle the teasing. So I'll say something stupid like I pissed the bed when I was at this guy's house, which is a true story. And
yes, let's hear about it. Come on, don't slide by that shit. What made you piss him at staying at somebody's house, like after like hooking up with him and shit?
I did.
Were you twisted, or you was just like?
I was. I drank a bottle of Thunderbird and grape Kool-Aid.
Oh, listen, you sound like me. I'll be mixing shit.
So it hit after I went to sleep, so I woke up in a puddle. You know, however, it's not that bad of a story because he's my oldest daughter's father.
Oh,
so
shit.
You know, I've got some pretty amazing stories that give great testimony as to why we need to keep going. And so I think that's why I'm being called to share my voice, and I've had to go through an extended journey of sorts to really get my ass kicked.
Okay.
Because I needed to see people where they were instead of where I saw them. Because when I meet you, you're up here. Doesn't matter what you're doing, you're up here until you start talking and then you move down.
Interesting.
but-
So you start at the bottom. You start at the top and work your way to the
Absolutely.
bottom. Got you. That's
So when you get
That's
to the bottom, you're
understandable.
gone.
damn. So how to get to the bottom? Talking shit? What do you what? How would somebody get to the bottom in your book, or it just depends?
They just
Yeah, share it. Don't you just piss yourself and the fucking dude just stayed. I'd have kicked you out my shit so fast. Did you piss on my fucking bed? Get out!
I made it. I made the bed. He took me home and he didn't
Shit.
find out until he got back to the house.
Oh, you a sneaky little rat.
He called me laughing.
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you, here we go. Let's switch roles here. This is some women shit right here. If your dude came over and pissed in your fucking bed, what you would have did?
You know what? I don't know that I would have a problem with that. And I'm going to be honest because it's so easy for us to piss in our sleep. You
God,
know, we
tripping,
can be
yo.
dreaming and think we're on the toilet and have
That
an
is true.
accident.
That's happened to me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna even lie on this show right now. I had a dream. You know them dreams you have? And Beeline, don't be fucking with me. You know y'all have did this too. You have a dream and you're like, oh man, I really got to go to the bathroom in this dream. And you sitting there and think to yourself, like, oh man, why do I keep gotta go to the bathroom? And I remember it was one time I was like having a dream. It was like I was in the shower and I was like, all right, fuck, you got to the bathroom, just go. And I remember, and I'm sitting there and I'm pissing, and I'm thinking in the dream, why don't I just piss? Just pee. Like you're doing it or whatever. And I remember waking up and I felt myself like starting to piss. And I'm like, yo, like this shit is real.
You're
God
like, that doesn't feel right. Something is wrong here.
That shit is
Abort
crazy, yo.
mission. Abort
For real.
mission.
Get up. And I get up. I'm like, oh shit. Luckily it wasn't like a lot. But I was like, and I told my girl, we tell each other everything.
I have no shame.
Yeah.
I prior to in the just even a few months ago, I was driving home and I had to go.
Yeah.
And since I've lost weight, I couldn't push down into my bladder the same way that I used to.
Yeah.
You know how you could taper it off and you can just
Oh, yeah.
get the pressure to go away long enough for you to get home.
Yeah.
I didn't make it.
In the car?
I peed in my car, but I didn't release the full bladder, just enough to make it home.
Make it home. Yeah. So, yo, son, it happens, yo. I ain't gonna lie. I want to, like you just said, like I'm one of the people, like if some shit like that happens, I know it happens to other people too. Like unless you're just like a lucky ass, but it's happening. One thing that I did though, and I've shared this secret a couple times, when you gotta piss, I don't know if it's just for men, but for me, I think about sex, yo. I think about like really think about. I'm dead ass serious. I've heard somebody else say that they've heard the same thing, but if you gotta pee really bad and you're in a place where you can't go to the bathroom, think about somebody you want to have sex with on some real shit, and think about like actually doing it, and that shit goes away like completely. I don't know the connection of what the fucking scientifics are of it, but it really does work.
I don't know about that. I swear it goes from 0 to emergency for me. Like I won't
women
even
might be
know.
different. Yeah, women might be different. I don't know. No, I don't know. That shit works like
There's
like,
times I'm sitting here and it's worst when I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Because it's usually towards the end. And if anybody were really paying attention to my YouTube videos, especially the one that aired today, you can tell exactly when my bladder got full because I started doing this.
The rocks.
And then I become very rushed
Yeah.
in my conversation. And
Gotcha.
lucky it was my gentle gangsters. So he just rolled with it. He was fine.
Yeah.
But I was like hurrying, trying to get to the end of the show. And then at the end, when it's a recorded show, you recap, you sit, you bullshit a little bit. And I was like, Dolly, I love you, but I gotta go.
I'm out.
I'm
See,
out.
my show, you get up and take a piss. You get up and take a piss. I got shit to talk about. But so I would never mind. But I definitely understand that. But yo, who did you say? I wanted to ask you, for the podcasting thing at least, who is somebody that you want to like if you had the opportunity, let's say you had the opportunity to interview 3 people, anybody in the world, who would you interview?
Johnny Depp.
Okay, good one.
Johnny Depp.
Don't say Johnny Depp again.
I won't. I'm just not into celebrity and stuff like that. I think if I truly were going to interview anybody, sheesh.
It's a hard question because there's so many people out there. I mean, I don't know if interviewing is like, the biggest thing for you, but I've been asked this question on the spot as well, and it is
Living or
hard to
dead?
think about. Yeah,
Is it
anybody.
living or dead?
Who's
Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac for real?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you want to talk to him? Are you a fan of comedy? Big fan of comedy?
I'm a fan of Bernie Mac. That dark chocolate nigga with some bright white teeth. Oh, and he can make you laugh.
Oh, you into Bernie Mac? Holy shit! What kind of world we in right now?
it
Yo,
was
Thomas said R.
crazy.
Kelly. He's a goofy ass out of here. I'm talking to that motherfucker. He's doing plenty of talking. R.
It would
Kelly's
be Bernie
crazy.
Mac.
Bernie Mac's a good one. I would love to talk to Bernie Mac. I would definitely would like.
I
There's a lot
would
of
have
comedians out
loved
there,
to talk to Twitch before he passed. I really feel like there's more there. Obviously we know there's more there.
Yeah, that was surprising. I mean, I was never a big fan of his, but I mean, I knew about him, and it's crazy because that's one of the ones where you look at him and you say, "Damn, you really don't know what people are going through." Like,
Right.
because that's also what I meant before when I said about like, with the environment of being able to consistently always be seen. We didn't have that shit, previously. Like, the generations that are coming up now, little things like your weight and stuff like that. Like back in the day, you saw yourself in a mirror. You went on vacation, you took pictures. That was life. You know what I'm saying? Other people saw you all the time, but you didn't see yourself as regularly as you do now. Think about the invention of the selfie. Like literally, you get a picture every fucking 5 minutes. You can take a picture, and people take a picture of their food, everything in the planet. You're consistently seeing yourself now. So your self, like, image and shit like that is challenged every fucking 5 minutes now.
Is it
Before it was just,
challenged? Is it
it's-
challenged, or are we just allowing ourselves to succumb to society's viewpoint of what we should look like?
I mean, in my opinion, I want to introduce that before I say this. In my opinion, is a difference. It's a difference because there's different reasons outside of just appearance, as far as just like for beauty or fashion or whatever. Health reasons. As for one. You know what I'm saying? If you have a condition, or if you have you're overweight, you're obese and shit like that or whatever, that's a legit health situation as well. So being reminded of that consistently can put you in a downward kind of mental state. Even if it is it might be good for you to get that reflection and work on it or use it to motivate, but a lot of times I don't feel like that happens.
It's another fear factor. I talk about this so much now. I need to be a sponsored person for Monsters Inc. because I talk about it way too much. Society is driven by fear. Monsters Inc. is a true reflection of life for me. You'll catch me with Chris Fury soon. We have this Disney Smackdown that we like to do.
Oh, really?
Well, we've only done it once, but it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
However, Monsters Inc. for me is a reflection of life because the government, everybody, we're being led by fear, and the true power is love. And so we need conduits that can fight through the fire. You're not gonna all love me, and I get that. My message is not for you. And if I upset you, to be fair, you probably saw something in me you didn't like because you carry it yourself. When we see other people and we take issue with them, something in them reminds of us, and we're reacting to us through them. And it takes a mature mind to recognize that and not take it personal.
Okay.
And remove yourself from a situation when you realize that it's going down the wrong space.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough. Well, Goddess, has definitely been interesting getting to know you. I mean, definitely learned some stuff about you. Which definitely feel like I got to know you a lot better. Hope that you learned some stuff about me too. I mean, glad you came on the show and checked everything out. But listen, we got to do one more thing before I let you go for the night. I know it's getting late over here. But Beeline, welcome back because we about to play. Let me make sure I got it right here. We got to make it right here. We about to play. Straight off the dome. That's right. Listen, I don't got my 20-second countdown timer here. So we're gonna kind of just do a 20-second timer on my phone, and then we're gonna play straight off the dome. All right. So Goddess, we have a couple of winners, couple of losers on this game so far. I'll be dead ass honest. I don't remember who won and lost. I was supposed to keep track. But I know we definitely have more winners than we had losers. So the pressure's on. This is basically going to be like we're going to ask you 4 questions. You have 15 seconds to get the questions right. And if you do, you're a winner. If you don't, you're a loser. Loser. You're going to lose. All right.
Are they going to be social media type questions? Because that's going to suck.
Oh, no. They're actually pretty easy questions. But you know what it is when the pressure's on? You kind of, the pressure's on. You kind of like you stutter a little bit, and 50 seconds go quick. So, all right, these are some good ones. All right, let's see how you answer. Ready?
Yes.
Set. Go. Biggest fear.
What?
Biggest fear.
Spiders.
First car.
Toyota.
Black, green, or blue?
Black.
Favorite ice cream.
Vanilla.
Yeah! Right there, Beeline. She just got right there. Congratulations. Oh, we gotta play the music. Congratulations. You just got what we gonna pick? Let's do dance pop. There we go. All right, there we go. We're gonna play the music. Check it out. She is a winner on Straight Off the Dome, baby. Beeline, we back at it, yo. Listen, go check out Goddess to a Demon. Goddess, when is your show on? So everybody can follow you and stuff.
It's airing on Tuesdays on all streaming platforms, and I am on Twitter. No, not X. I am on TikTok and Instagram predominantly under Goddess to a Demon.
Definitely. Goddess, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're definitely going to be seeing Goddess more. She's in our network and circle, and your boy is in the circle with them because she's been in it. But listen, Goddess, I definitely would love to have you come back on. We do Live on the Line on Sunday nights. It's a group panel discussion. We talk about a lot of stuff. A lot of times it's stuff that's going on currently. We also do a nostalgia night. So like we usually go back to the 90s and talk about stuff that we used to do when we were in the 90s. It's a lot of fun as well. And of course, we got the Last Laugh Challenge. Beeline, the Last Laugh Challenge. We have a brand new episode coming this Sunday. I'm very excited about it. The last one was great success. It was a lot of fun. And we're going to have 6 players this time. And Goddess definitely would like to have you on that as well. Get some laughs out of you. But go ahead. Let's shout yourself out before we raise up out of here tonight.
Well, one thing that I do is I just want to send some love to you.
Yes.
I'm going to do a reverse Goddess seed on you. And just say, I truly appreciate your energy. And I do feel that you are something that we all need. Not the podcast community, everybody. We need to be able to laugh again. And I appreciate that you're the vessel that we get to laugh with. So
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For everybody else, thank you so much for waking up today.
Yes.
I love you. And be nice.
That's
it's
what's up.
Easy.
That's what's up. Definitely great information there. Beeline, listen, I love you guys so much, man. Stay tuned because we got the 100th episode of the Beeline Web Show coming up. It's going to be coming up very soon, probably in February, because we're going to be pretty much back at it. Make sure you stay tuned tomorrow because we going straight through the ropes, baby. I think we got a guest for Straight Through the Ropes, me, Raven, Lay, and Slim is going to be there. We're all going to be talking that wrestling. We're getting ready for Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season, so definitely going to be a great show tomorrow. And if you haven't already, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Till next time, stay true, stay positive, pay attention, baby. Goddess, have a great night, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Bye.